Hello YouTube, it's Lonely Nerd. Today I'm going to be discussing why I prefer the PS4 over the Xbox One. I'm going to start out by saying that I do like both consoles, I own them both, and that's why I feel like I have a decent opinion on which one is better. While I did have the PS4 first, I got the Xbox One for Christmas, and it's pretty good. It's not a bad console. So take everything I say negative about it with a grain of salt. They're both great consoles. It doesn't really matter which one you prefer, but I personally prefer the PS4, and here's why. One of the main reasons I do prefer it, which a lot of fanboys say doesn't really matter, but you do get higher resolution and FPS out of the games because it's frankly just a more powerful console. You can't beat around the bush here. It's a more powerful console. It has a better memory, GDDR5 as opposed to DDR3, so that instantly makes a difference on the quality of your game, graphics wise. And the graphical fidelity does matter, but I mean, obviously it's not the big deal that people are making it out to be like, whoa, Xbox 720p, but yeah, it's really not that big of a deal, but that is definitely a reason that you should go for the PS4 over the Xbox One. Also, I may get disagreed with a lot for this, but I do prefer the exclusives more on PS4, so I do like Uncharted, The Last of Us, Infamous, and Sly, stuff like that, and now actually Bloodborne over the Halo, like the Halo series, which is pretty much the Xbox One's only real good exclusive. Halo, Gears of War, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. It's just like you're really gonna count those games over a game like Uncharted or The Last of Us or maybe even Infamous. Like Infamous is just so good, but I don't think Halo really compares to Infamous, honestly. I mean, Infamous is more of a superhero game and Halo is like an FPS, but I don't know, Halo's not good anymore. let's just be real here. I have the Master Chief Collection. I enjoy the games, and I'm probably gonna get Halo 5. It's just like Halo's not the same. It's not the big franchise it used to be. The next point I'm going to go on to is PlayStation just has a better user interface. So, for example, when you want to find an app on the Xbox One, it's not just laid out there for you in an app section. Well, it is in an app section. That's the problem, actually. It's not just laid out for you like on your very front page. You have to go into your like games and apps, and then go to the apps, and then you may or may not have the app downloaded. It's just like really weird. It's really weird and convoluted when you want to get to the certain option or app that you really want to get to. And that's really why I find it more confusing. And PlayStation, especially the settings menu and stuff like that, it's just way more straightforward and easy to understand. I never had a problem understanding the user interface on my PS4, but on the Xbox One, they have the weird snap thing, and it's just like so weird. The whole thing is weird. Not to mention the fact that party chat is really broken on the Xbox One. About 50% of the time, I can't hear my friends because there's a connection issue. On PS4, connection issues very rarely happen to me, so I don't know what they're doing, what their deal is there, but they need to fix that. Also, PlayStation Plus is a better service than Xbox Live. No matter what you say, PlayStation Plus is the better experience. It's the definitive experience for gaming online. They have awesome games you can get for free each month, as opposed to Xbox, which has a few, but they also have some stupid, really dumb games on Xbox One. I mean, obviously there's stupid games on PlayStation that are free too, but on Xbox One I feel like the caliber game is just not quite as good. Also, PlayStation Plus has introduced me to a handful of new games, such as like Towerfall, Strider, Dust Elysian Tale, and they gave me awesome games that I haven't bought, but I was thinking about buying, such as like Infamous First Light, Terraria, and Fez. But there's awesome games on Xbox Live too occasionally, like Rayman Legends, and they had Peggle 2, both awesome games, but obviously they're not as frequently. They don't as frequently come to Xbox One as they do to PS4. Also, PlayStation just frankly is more developer and gamer friendly than the Xbox One. Even from the start, Xbox One was focused on just the entertainment aspect of the console, when PlayStation has always just been focused on gamers the whole entire time, which is what I think should be your primary focus if you're making a gaming console. Which is, people say, oh yeah, Xbox dropped that thing a long time ago, blah blah blah. The name of the Xbox is called the Xbox One because it's the all-in-one entertainment system, which means by default, just the name of the console defines the fact that it's not only for games. Like the PlayStation obviously can do all that stuff, but that's a side note to the games. If you're really gonna try to like tell me that Xbox doesn't focus on Netflix and stuff like that, then why do they always brag about that? Why are all the TV advertisements for Xbox always focused on like sports? Oh, let's watch your fantasy football while you watch football or whatever, like, or you can watch Netflix. Obviously, that does appeal to the mainstream audience more, but my bad. But to the gamers, that's really just a side note. All that stuff should just be on the side. It should be there, obviously, but it should be the focus. And also, now, I kind of am contradicting myself, but this does expand the gaming experience. PlayStation now has Spotify, or PlayStation Music, quote unquote. It's basically just Spotify. Actually, it's just Spotify. But that, you don't even know how much of a chip that puts on friggin' PlayStation's shoulder. Basically, you can listen to every single song you can think of for free on PlayStation. Like, it may have ads occasionally, but every single song. On Xbox, they have Pandora, but guess what? Pandora is nothing compared to Spotify. Literally nothing. You might as well just throw Pandora in the trash can and spit on it, because it's useless compared to Spotify. Spotify can do everything everything Pandora can, plus you can just listen to any song. It's not like radios, which is why I prefer Spotify. Another reason I like the PlayStation is the devs have just been supporting PlayStation from the start. From the start, PlayStation has had more indie support, and just this week, months and months after the PlayStation launched, the Unity CEO said Sony nailed it with the PS4. And the Xbox One just hasn't been focusing on the right things, and that's the main reason that I don't really like it. Just the focus of the Xbox One is all off. It's not really about gamers. And it also has the tile-esque Windows 8, like, going back to the user interface, because, like, I just got reminded of this. It has, like, the tile-esque Windows 8 type thing, which everyone hates, so I don't get why they keep using it. Like, the Metro theme, they use it on Windows Phone, which obviously don't sell as much as Android or iOS phones, so obviously you're failing there. Windows 8, everyone hates it, so you're failing there. Xbox One, everyone complains about the interface, so you're failing there. Why do you continue to use the Metro interface? I really do not understand it whatsoever. And also, the PS4 just simply isn't as big of a box as the Xbox One. It's much more cumbersome to carry around your Xbox One than it is your PS4. With your PS4, you can easily just slip it in your bag and carry it around. But with your Xbox One, you kind of have to, like, plan and like maneuver all your stuff around your bag when you want to carry it with you, which I do move my consoles quite a bit, as you may know if you know me in real life. I move my consoles around all the time, so that matters a lot to me. It may not matter to some people, and I don't know. It's also just a prettier box. Like, there's no denying the fact that the PS4 looks better than the Xbox One with just sitting there, frankly. Also, the PS4 does have a more advanced controller. While I do prefer the shape of the Xbox One controller for, like, comfort, I do prefer the PS4 controller because it has cooler features like the share button and the touchpad. That being said, the Xbox One controller is an awesome controller. There's, like, the triggers on the Xbox One do feel much more natural, and the vibration is awesome on the Xbox One controller. Do love that. Also, faster updates. Like, it takes forever to update your games on Xbox One. It just takes longer. I don't know why. It just takes forever. And also, installing your games takes way longer on Xbox One as compared to PS4. Another thing about updates, PlayStation gets the updates faster. Like, if you want to get an update for a game, you're going to get it a couple days earlier on PlayStation, no matter what game it is, because their approval process is less rigorous, so therefore you get the updates faster. Finally, well, not completely finally, but PlayStation has a better community than the Xbox community. No matter what you say, you always hear the squeakers on Xbox. Like, the little kids on Call of Duty or whatever are mostly on Xbox. Obviously, there is exceptions, and there are a lot of kids on PS4, but I feel like Xbox is just a more kid-friendly brand. Like, when I was a kid, I know I played Xbox all the time, and then eventually I got a PS3, and I'm like, whoa, there isn't as many, like, little kids screaming in the mic as there are on PlayStation, or as there are on Xbox. Like, I don't care what you say, because I know this to be true. The community is just better. I've met better people, and no offense to any people I've met on Xbox, obviously you guys are great too, but I just feel like the community on PlayStation helps it so much. Like, the PlayStation fans are just more loyal, and I really love them all. Simple stuff like Sony just has better customer support than Microsoft when it comes to, like, games. So, for example, I had to deactivate a console I had I had to take the home console license off of a console for the Xbox and the PS4. So I was thinking in my head, hey, maybe this is an experiment to see how good the customer service is for both consoles. Okay, so on PlayStation, I called them up, gave them my information. They deactivated my console within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, guess how long it took me on Xbox One or on Microsoft support to deactivate my console? It took me an hour and a half. Because they kept going through this convoluted process about how you got to go on your email and they sent you a code and you had to give them the code, but the person was like Arabic or whatever, so they didn't like understand my they didn't understand my email address. I spelled it out for them and they just kept getting it wrong and wrong and wrong. On PlayStation, they got it on the first try, instantly in, got all my consoles deactivated. It was fine. But like I said on Microsoft, it literally took me an hour and a half to deactivate the console. And the closing note of this video is going to be just the fact that I do like trophies better than achievements, because once you get all your trophies, you get a platinum trophy, and that just seems like something more to work for to me. Obviously on Xbox, a lot of people do love the achievements, and maybe it is the better system, but I prefer trophies. And this video is why I like my PS4 better than my Xbox One. Why I like it better doesn't mean all the things I like are exactly what you like, but this is why I personally prefer the PS4 over the Xbox One. Thanks for watching the video. You can follow me on Twitter at LonelyNerdYT. Listen to One Up Weekly on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/OneUpWeekly. It's my podcast with my friend How To Schooler. Check it out. New episode posts on Saturday, so I'll be into that. And I wasn't in the most recent episode, unfortunately, but I was in the previous episode. So you should really check both of them out. They're both awesome. And have a great day, guys. Yeah.